What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. I'm coming to you from a brand new apartment. I've been moving over the last 2 weeks. That's why videos have been kind of weird on the channel. But I'm going to be producing a lot more like now because I'm settled into my new place. And it's going to be a little messy in the background for now, but we're working on it. I'm figuring it out. And yeah, thank you guys for your patience and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be doing a preservation evoker video right now. We're going to do a Farseer Resto Shaman video coming up very soon. We're going to do lots of videos. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, let's just dive right into this. So, yo, I really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe on the video. I got to get some coffee. Bye. If you've never played Preservation Evoker, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tutorial here. This is something that I have tried on and off again, on and off, and I failed over and over again trying to understand how to play Pres Evoker. And I finally have my head wrapped around it, and I'm really excited to bring it to you guys. So, why has it been so like on and off for me? Why is it so weird? I think primarily it's because Preservation Evoker, the skill ceiling is really high, and every single situation that's presented to you, you have multiple ways that you could tackle it. And that's why Preservation Evoker is kind of so hard to get your head around. If you're playing Resto Shaman and a bunch of AoE damage comes out, you're dropping your Surging Totem, you're pressing Chain Heal, or you're pressing Healing Stream Totem, which will then Chain Heal. It's very obvious what to do. If you're playing Holy Priest and you get AoE damage coming out, you know, you already have your palms jumping around, you're pressing Holy Word Sanctify to do a big AoE heal. It's very obvious what you should do there, right? Even for single target healing, you press Serenity, you press Healing Surge, you press Regrowth or Swift Mend. Like, these are all obvious answers. Preservation Evoker, in my opinion, never really has a totally obvious answer to every single given situation. And that is what makes it so difficult to tackle for people, is that they get overwhelmed with what they should be doing, what they ought to be doing. Because there is a really good solution to almost every single problem, but you have to practice it enough before you understand what that solution actually is. So that's why it took me so long to get into it. I'm going to try and help you guys understand it a little bit better as well. The ABCs of healing are always be casting. In the case of Preservation Evoker, you should always be echoing. Echoing is your fundamental, your foundation before you do anything else. This is what makes Preservation Evoker kind of like a Disc Priest. But it kind of has the punch of like a Holy Pally or a Resto Shaman, but it has the setup requirements of a Disc Priest. So you need to be setting up your echoes. You either do that by pressing Echo, which just puts a single target echo on somebody, and then your next spell will cast twice on that target. So I have 2 reversions you can see right here. Okay. You either do it that way, or you use Temporal Anomaly with Resonating Sphere, which will put a bunch of echoes on your allies. Even though they're lesser echoes, they're still very, very good. And then you could like double Dream Breath if you wanted to. You can see now I have 2 Dream Breaths on all these allies. So you need to always be echoing. Always. If you're ever moving and you have to like dodge a mechanic, just drop an echo on somebody, drop it on yourself, drop it on whoever. Always be echoing. Okay, very, very, very important. That's the Disc Priest part of Preservation Evoker. And if you don't set up your echoes ahead of time, you'll be in big trouble when the damage comes in. Okay, it's kind of like putting atonements or whatever, that kind of thing. There's some really important combos that you can use, and I'll show you these in the game, but just remember, you basically always want to start with Temporal Anomaly to get echoes on everybody. Okay, so you Temporal Anomaly, and then you could just press Reversion. Okay, that's your hot. That's your like regular hot that you have. The reason that this is actually really strong is it generates a bunch of Essence Bursts for you, which lets you cast echoes for free, and then you can always be echoing, right? Boom, boom, there's an echo there, 3, there's 3 echoes. And then my next spell is going to echo like that, and then I can, boom, there's an echo right there. So one of your best resource generation combos is just Temporal Anomaly into Reversion. Just do that, and you'll get double reversions on your whole team, which is great, but you'll also proc your essence stuff, which is really, really good, okay? There's a lot of good reasons to do it. Those are the primary reasons to be doing that, okay? If you need huge group healing, one of your best AoE heals in the entire game is going to be, I'm going to show you in a second. Let me get some damage going first so we can see this. Okay. And then you're going to go Temporal Anomaly into Verdant Embrace on yourself. And then you go Emerald Communion. This puts the Life Bind effect on everybody. And you can see it makes Emerald Communion heal for a lot more. So this is one of the core fundamental talents in the tree, is that your Verdant Embrace will If you echo everybody first and then Verdant Embrace, they'll all get this Lifebind effect, which just says that 40% of any healing that you do replicates onto these targets. Very powerful, okay? Pretty much Temporal Anomaly into Verdant Embrace is one of the best combos you can ever do, and then you could do anything else that you want to do. You could do Dream Breath, you could do a Spirit Bloom, you could do whatever, but start out with Temporal Anomaly into Verdant Embrace to get that Lifebind effect, and then do another healing spell, another big healing spell. Dream Breath. You have, again, you've got Spirit Bloom. You could do a bunch of living Chrono Flames on everybody. There's a lot of options there, okay? But setting up your echoes into a Verdant Embrace is amazing. Also, with the tier set bonus, your Verdant Embrace will always add insurance, and if you echo everybody first with Temporal Anomaly, they all get the insurance buff, which is insane, by the way. They'll all get the insurance buff, okay? If you have a lot of dot damage coming in, a lot of damage over time, you could do this instead. You could go Temporal Anomaly into Dream Breath, just one tap it, don't hold it down. Now you have double Dream Breath on everybody, and then you can go Echo into another Echo, and then you could do Reversion. Now you have double Reversion, double Dream Breath on everybody. That's 4 hots on everybody, which is awesome, okay? So if you really need to deal with damage over time that's coming into your entire team, that's actually a pretty good one. Again, you could go Temporal Anomaly into Verdant Embrace, and then you could do the Dream Breath, and that makes your Dream Breath a lot stronger. So you could do it that way. That's also good. But if you want a really, really long damage over time heal, I would suggest doubling up your Dream Breath and then doubling up your Reversions. Is just one way to do it. Again, you pretty much always want to Verdant Embrace before you cast anything else, but sometimes if you want just really, really long hots, you could do it that way, okay? Stasis is one of our best cooldowns that we have. Basically, it stores the next 3 spells that you cast, and then you can press Stasis again, and it will unleash those spells. Really the best Stasis you could ever do is press Stasis, go a fully charged Spirit Bloom, because it remembers how much you charge it, into a Temporal Anomaly, into a Dream Breath. Okay, now I have a Stasis ready to go, and then when my allies take a bunch of damage, I'm going to do a bunch of damage here for a second, get into combat. Oh my god, my allies are dying. I'm going to press it again, and then it launches all 3 of those spells again in rapid succession, okay? Which is really, really strong. So remember that your big Stasis combo, you want to do a fully charged Spirit Bloom into a Temporal Anomaly into a single charge Dream Breath is fine. And then there's some advanced mechanics with that. I'm not going to get into that right now, but basically just practice getting used to pressing Stasis and doing those 3 spells, and it'll really help you out a lot. Eventually, you can actually make that combo even stronger, but I'll do that in a different video, okay? Now, as Chrono Warden, your Living Flame also becomes super important. So another combo that you can do is literally just fully charge your Fire Breath, and a fully charged Fire Breath will then cause you to fire extra Living Flames the next time you do it. So we're gonna go fully charged Fire Breath. Boom. And then you have a bunch of Living Flames. You can go Temporal Anomaly into Verdant Embrace into Living Flame. And you can see the Living Flames do a ridiculous amount of healing. So because we're Chrono Warden, our Living Flame does a ton of extra healing, okay? So again, that's another combo for you. So you have Temporal Anomaly, Verdant Embrace into either Spirit Bloom or Dream Breath, or a bunch of Living Flames, assuming that you've Fire Breathed earlier. Those are 3 big combos you can do. You also have Rewind, which is just a really, really great AoE, reduction there. Very, very strong. Tip the Scales is super important because of Chrono Warden. So Tip the Scales overloads you, giving you basically a Bloodlust. It gives you like a full Bloodlust. You get 30% haste, 30% cooldown recovery speed, and 30% movement speed. So you're just zooming along. And then you start adding these Threads of Fate to allies, which causes them to echo their spells. So Tip the Scales is a massive, massive button that you want to be pressing. Also, before any dungeons ever start, you also want to press Tip the Scales, because it'll prep your next spell to be super powerful. You don't have to spend it. Just press Tip the Scales before the key goes in, and then it'll be ready to go. You'll have an empowered spell right away at the beginning of the dungeon, which is awesome. And then you can Tip the Scales again after. You can do it twice. It's really disgusting, actually. So remember to Tip the Scales before the dungeon actually starts. And then when it comes to doing damage, Our damage combo is quite simple. You want to be fire breathing if it's ever off cooldown. Let's say you're starting a fight. You can tip the scales into fire breath, into a bunch of chrono flames, into a deep breath. So watch this. We go tip the scales, fire breath, chrono flame, deep breath. Okay. And then we just do some chrono flames. You always want to be chrono flaming after. Chrono flame is by far the best button that you can be pressing because it has a chance to give you an essence burst right here, which gives you free echoes. Very, very important, okay? So always be pressing chrono flames as your DPS button. You basically never want to press disintegrate. Instead of spending your essences on disintegrate, spend it on echo instead. If you ever get a free proc from living flame, just echo somebody. It's better. It's way better, I promise you. There's a free one right there. Echo over here, okay? But yeah, remember, fire breath into living flame is your big DPS combo. And you can see I've been sustaining 2 million DPS this whole time, which is so disgusting. I don't know, we were even higher before, but anyway, that's your damage combo. Okay, let's just dive into the Mechagon, and I will continue to talk about all these things. It's hard to understand this if you're not in a real world environment. This is a plus 12 Mechagon. Somebody died to I think one of these swirlies right off the bat. There's not much I can really do about that. It's a one shot. So I did my fire breath combo. I'm gonna dream breath. This is really dangerous, but there you go. I did deep breath there. We're doing 1.75 million damage per second as a healer right now at about 658 item level, I think, when I was doing this. Or 660 or something. I was like close to 660. It's really, really good. There we go. I got a life bind effect on some of the people. I should have life bound everybody, but again, that warlock died, so he wasn't really back yet. I'm just getting a dream breath out to heal people over time. Occasionally just dropping a dream breath is actually really, really good, because it's just a nice little hot to put on people if you're not trying to focus it. It's just nice to have it going on in the background. Very, very good. I think I did a temporal anomaly into a dream breath. So that's double dream breath just on everybody, just chilling, helping with the damage over time in case anybody takes any damage. It's just really nice, okay? Again, the combos that I told you about, which is temporal anomaly into verdant embrace into any spell, in a real world environment, you're not always going to get that off. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about like, oh my God, he told me to do it this way and I didn't do it that way perfectly. It's just, healing is a really fluid activity, guys. It's not perfect every single time. So don't take it as gospel. Like, I want you to do it a certain way, but you're aiming to get as much of it like that as you can. It's not always going to work out that way. It just isn't, okay? Again, always be echoing. Right now, I'm running around. I got nothing else to do except do damage and put echoes on people. Your echoes last for a long time. They last for like 20 seconds. So put echoes on people and don't worry about it right away. Don't be like, oh my God, I got to consume that echo and get the effect right away. You don't need to right away. Don't worry about it. You have time. You have time. Just chill, okay? Everybody relax. Okay, we're doing damage. I have a really cool rescue coming up here on the Warlock. Very, very cool. And this is like one of the few moments where you can use rescue and it actually ends up being really effective, because most of the time rescue, you're just kind of using it to help your allies get to the next fight more quickly. That's like the most common use that I found of it. But sometimes you can actually have an echo or a rescue that kind of works out. Here's the life bind with Emerald Communion going on. And then I think this guy is going to get targeted here. So he gets targeted with Faux Flipper. He's getting flipped in the air. This is a Warlock. I'm going to grab him mid-air. I'm going to jump and grab him and bring him back down so that he can keep casting. Especially for somebody like a Warlock who can't, you know, unless he's put down his like his teleport, which I don't think he did. Unless he put that teleport down, there's no way for him to get back to the ground. So just a nice little niche use of rescue. That's not going to happen all the time, but that is something that you can do, and it's fun. And then the rest of this fight, it's not hard. I'm going to skip past this fight. It's really not a difficult fight, okay? Let's move on to something that is difficult. There's my healing there, though. That was the healing there on the first fight. Spirit Bloom, Reversion. I'm just spreading reversions all the time. Life Giver's Flame, by the way, is your flame breath. Your fire breath, sorry. Your fire breath heals people. This is why I think Evoker is actually like a better version of Paladin, because they have this like insane amount of burst damage that they can do, and it also heals everybody at the exact same time. It's like Divine Toll, but like on crack. It like double dips. It's so strong. So just remember, always be pressing fire breath. Even if people are taking damage, you doing a fully channeled fire breath will actually heal them. So it's a good use of your time, okay? Here's some good damage coming in here. I get my fire breath going. I do a deep breath to do damage, and then I'm just chilling now. I got to do some healing. So I do a temporal anomaly that goes through the entire group. We have AoE damage going on with Mega Drill. I'm doing a Verdant Embrace. So you can see Life Bind is on everybody for my Verdant Embrace, and then I'm doing a big Dream Breath. And I could have done Spirit Bloom there, but we're kind of taking damage over time. So I was just gonna do a I just did a Dream Breath just to kind of counteract the damage over time that was happening. Then we get the big healing absorbs. I get a Life Bind on somebody once again with Verdant Embrace. Verdant Embrace is up every like 8 seconds, by the way, every 9 seconds. So you should be casting it like all the time. Again, always be echoing and always be Verdant Embracing, okay? Excuse me. Another temporal anomaly here into a big fire breath. And then I'm going to, we're taking AoE damage right now. I'm doing a Dream Breath to counteract the AoE damage. So I have reversions and Dream Breaths on people to kind of counteract that AoE damage. Now we have Corrosive Gunk. So now I need big burst damage or big burst healing. So I'm going to do a huge Spirit Bloom right here, and it's going to delete some of these healing absorbs. Boom, just like that. So again, I should have actually Verdant Embraced before I did the Spirit Bloom, but I just did a temporal anomaly into Spirit Bloom there. That's all I did. I should have done a Verdant Embrace, but again, you know, I'm making mistakes. It takes a long time to get good at this, I promise. I'm still making lots of mistakes. There's a big Fire Breath. Again, here's more damage. I'm going to do a Verdant Embrace here. So there's temporal anomaly into Verdant Embrace. Life Bind is on everybody. And now I'm pressing Emerald Communion. So the way Emerald Communion works is that if you're at full health, you will heal other people. If you're not at full health, you'll only heal yourself. So this is why the Life Bind effect being on everybody is massive, because whether you're healing yourself or other people, 40% of all the healing is going into other people as well. So you can see it's just going to top everybody up here. Ding, 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 ding. Emerald Communion is such a great ability that way. Temporal Anomaly, Verdant Embrace, Emerald Communion, it just gets me to full, and then I start healing other people. And again, all that healing is transferring. It's like having, you know, Atonement on everybody, or having Beacon of Virtue, casting Beacon of Virtue as a Holy Pally. It's just really, really strong, okay? Here's the dots that are happening here. I get my damage out first, try and do some damage, and then I do a Stasis. So I'm Stasising into Spirit Bloom, into Temporal Anomaly. There goes the Temporal Anomaly, into a Dream Breath. That's my Stasis, okay? Now, I have 30 seconds. Look at this, 27 seconds to use my Stasis. I don't need to use it right now. Are we in danger right now? No, we're not. We're not in danger at all. So I'm going to hold my Stasis until the next set of dogs. And now I have 8 seconds left on Stasis. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. People are taking damage. Now I can pop my Stasis. Boom. And I can heal up the new group. So you need to think of Stasis as a 2-part combo. I'm going to press Stasis and then load it up right now. And I need to, if I need to heal people right now, it's perfect because I'm casting all these big spells. And then I have it loaded up. It's in the bank, and I can use it later on the next damage event that's coming through. Very important. I make a big blunder here on this fight. I try to Verdant Embrace to an ally to get behind the box, and instead I Verdant Embrace to the Warlock's pet, and then I die like a moron. So be careful. Just be careful about that. Cujo, not a ton to talk about here. I use the first combo, which is Temporal Anomaly into Verdant Embrace to get Life Bind on everybody into my Emerald Communion. And it's kind of overkill, actually. That's how good it is. It's actually complete overkill here, but whatever. You might as well just use it and get it on cooldown. The next one, we get the healing, or the debuff comes up right here. I do Temporal Anomaly here once we walk away. Oh, I'm just doing manual echoes. I have manual echoes on 3 people. And then I have my Living Flames ready to go for my Fire Breath. So I do Verdant Embrace into Reversion. I probably should have just done Living Flame there, to be honest. Then we're doing a Spirit Bloom here. Boom, get everybody topped up. And then I gotta leave. And then he gets, the Dispel happens again. And I have a Temporal Anomaly on everybody already into a Dream Breath. That's double Dream Breath, very nice. That'll get people up. And then we have the next Dispel coming up here. So I'm gonna manually echo people into Reversions. And then I do a Chrono Flames. And now I'm going to Dispel into Verdant Embrace. Then I have a Temporal Anomaly. I didn't do Temporal Anomaly, I just got people up. On the next one, I'm Temporal Anomalying behind the box, actually, when everybody's all stacked up. It's kind of perfect. And then I Temporal Anomaly into double Dream Breath to get the hots going. Fully charged Fire Breath here. I'm going to dispel into a temporal anomaly, into a verdant embrace, and then everybody's fine. It's really, you have any choice. Whatever choice you want. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. I'm going to temporal anomaly here once again. Get everybody with the thing, and then I'm going to hold it for a second. There's the dispel. Now I'm going to verdant embrace. Oh no, I'm just spirit blooming with the echoes on there. There you go. There's a big spirit bloom. So again, guys, really, it's up to you. You have lots of choices. Lots of choices here. I think I want to show... This one's good. These guys do the short out, right? They do the arcing zap first. I got my temporal anomaly on everybody, and I've already consumed it. So that's actually a mistake. I should have held that. I was kind of careless there. I did temporal anomaly, and then I have echoes on everybody, and I just hit reversion. So I have double reversion on people, which is fine, but it's not really the best thing for this. Now I need it right now. So again, you need to be a little bit careful in moments like this that you don't use up your echoes on a spell that isn't good for the situation in front of you. Now people are dying, and I have to tip the scales, I think, into a... I had to just do a big spirit bloom to catch up. So it's not that you can't recover. Again, you do have like Holy Paladin like recovery. You really do. But if you don't set up your echoes correctly for the moment in front of you, you could have a serious problem on your hands. Serious problem. There's a short out, and I counter it with temporal anomaly into verdant embrace into spirit bloom. Okay. Again, we're doing double damage. We're taking big damage to these guys. I'm going to skip ahead because nothing else is really too crazy here. We do this machinist fight. Make sure that you use your hover during this part of the fight, because if you hover, you can cast while moving after you've hovered for a little bit. So make sure you do that. What I really want to get to is this next fight. This is the most important fight in here. Arguably one of the hardest healing checks in the entire game right now for Mythic Plus. It's the double spider tank. So again, here we go. I'm going to temporal anomaly into verdant embrace, I think, or what do I do here? Verdant embrace into an emerald communion. I just get it out of the way right away. You can see I'm topping people up here, and then the paladin joins us. He was dead. Now I'm doing spirit bloom. I only have 2 echoes out right now. I should have done a few more echoes, but I just got, you know, it's all, again, this is a real world scenario. I messed up a little bit there. Full spirit bloom, we're good. Now I'm doing temporal anomaly into something here, into verdant embrace. So we have life bind on everybody, and then I tip the scales into a dream breath. Boom. Now I'm manually echoing everybody. Echo, echo. Doing a fully charged fire breath. Remember, fire breath heals people. Okay. And then chrono flames. Boom. That was big there. So I have a couple echoes out. Watch these chrono flames. They just do a lot of healing on their own. Boom. That gets everybody topped up. Temporal anomaly, once again, into a verdant embrace. Into a spirit bloom. Right? Right, Zuko? Spirit bloom? There we go. I didn't even need to. What was I pressing there? Temporal anomaly into... the verdant embrace just took care of most of it, and then I just I just reversion. Reversion's really good. Remember, if you reversion somebody and they've recently taken a bunch of damage, it'll do a huge chunk of that. It's called golden hour. I'm going to show you in a second here on the details. There we go. So I had living flame was my top heal there, then spirit bloom. There's the emerald communion with the life bind. And then you can see golden hour is kind of low because I didn't reversion that much, but golden hour actually hit really, really hard. And life giver's flame, that's just for my fire breath. So that's arguably like the hardest part of the entire dungeon and the hardest part of like basically a lot of Mythic Plus. One of the last things I will mention about Prez Evoker is that your positioning is super important. You only have 25 yards of range, or 30 or whatever. I think it's 25. And so you need to be very aware of where you are relative to your allies at all times. If you're in a bad spot positionally, you can get your entire team killed, basically. You have to be really careful about that. So, for example, here I'm forced to get like put into the corner. I don't know how I didn't get hit there, by the way. I'm stuck in the corner because that guy has his beam and I don't want to get hit. And then I get out of the corner at the last second, and now I'm kind of in the middle, and you want to be in the middle of everybody as much as possible. There's a warlock behind me to my left, and then everybody else is in front of me. Now, that means that my temporal anomalies are going to be a little weird, right? When I send out my temporal anomaly, it's only going to hit whoever's in front of me, and then I'm going to have to manually echo whoever's behind me. So there's some serious like problems positionally speaking. The worst boss I would say in Mythic Plus right now for Preservation Evoker is the end of Rookery. It's the last boss in Rookery. He's so annoying because of how much space everybody has to occupy on that. So you have to be flying back and forth. So I would encourage you to get used to being in the middle of your group as best as you possibly can. And then what you want to end up doing is like flying one direction or the other to ensure that you're able to accurately heal your allies to make sure that you can keep them up. Otherwise, you're going to end up into trouble. What did I die here from? Oh yeah, he beamed me. I already had a beam, and then the paladin hit me. I tried. Why is he going this way? Go this way. I'm trying to get out of the way, and then the beam like somehow clips me, even though I wasn't near it. But whatever. The paladin should have went to the right. He was having a really weird key. I don't know what's going on with him. Anyway, the point is we did it, and I will show you the healing here. There's the healing. So my top heal, Living Flame. Why is it Living Flame? Because the Chrono Warden tree buffs Living Flame so substantially. It becomes an incredible part of your healing. Spirit Bloom, Reversion. There's Golden Hour. I told you Golden Hour is going to be big. There's Verdant Embrace. Life Giver's Flame is from our Fire Breath. There's Insurance, Dream Breath, Echo, yada, yada. Okay? Our damage, again, there's Living Flame, Fire Breath, and Chrono Flame are all really, really good. So that's how this works. That's how Chrono Flame works. That's how Preservation Evoker works. Lynx is trying to invite me to okay. And it's a lot of fun. It's way more fun than I thought it was going to be. I actually just, I didn't really realize how amazing this healer was going to feel. The combos are so fun. When you actually pull them off, they feel so incredible. You'll just fully top health bars in like a second, and you'll be like, oh my god, this is like the coolest thing ever. And it really does become that. What you need to learn is that this has a pretty high skill ceiling, and it's going to take time, guys. It's going to take a lot of time for you to learn it and for you to be able to understand how to actually like perform really well in the higher keys. You have to do the right combo at the right time. When you're starting out right now though, just try them all. Just try it. Temporal Anomaly, Verdant Embrace, and then whatever you want to do. That's the best advice that I can give you right now. Just get used to practicing it and trying it out. If you have any questions for me, hit me up down below. I'm going to continue to go with my Evoker. I'm really enjoying it right now. And I'm having a lot of fun. So I'm going to get all my 12s done. I'm going to keep pushing keys, see how high I can go in Mythic Plus. And it's going to be a blast. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I will be producing more videos for this, and I'm going to have a Farseer Resto Shaman video coming as well. Thank you so much again for watching. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.